Water and Sanitation Department knew about the non-compliance at Jagersfontein mine, this in the Free State province.
That's right. So we've now been hearing how many people are coming out and accusing the mining company itself of not taking the responsibility. We know they have come out and said that they do take responsibility, but also some others say, how are you going to now help the communities? Sputnik Ratau is the spokesperson for the Department of Water and Sanitation. He joins us this morning. Sputnik, good to have you on eNCA. So many people are saying that your department should have taken a lot more responsibility in this, but then others are saying that your department and minerals and energy were not able to be involved. What's the view of DWS on this? Sputnik, I'm not too sure. I think you might have muted yourself. Hit the unmute button for me there on your laptop. Let's try again. Morning, Sputnik. I hope you can hear me.
Apologies. I hope I can be audible now. Yes.
Yep,
look,
go ahead. Absolutely, go ahead.
Yes. We have been, in contact and in touch with the mine owner, whether with the operators or whatever we may call them, the owners, Jagersfontein developments. Basically, over the last 2 years, from about 2019, 2020, on a number of issues. And yes, some of the things that we have been able to see and take up with them have been, there have been a number of processes that were underway together with them to look at how they need to actually be in compliance of the conditions of the water use license that they have.
So when you now start taking a look at the regulatory framework behind this, this was a private company, we're told, Sputnik, that was in charge of the engineering, that was communicating with the communities. Do you think maybe that's where this went wrong, that your department and the other relevant departments should have been more involved? There is some criticism of how private mining companies are handling the infrastructure.
Look, we are guided, by the way, by legislation, and that is what we have been working on. And therefore, there are there may be the feeling that we should have been more involved, but I'm not sure what is more. What does more mean? And in this instance, we have been involved. We have been able to say to the company, there are these things that we are concerned about. Look at what it is that needs to happen. There is a time when we actually asked the company to cease operations because we needed them to correct some of the things they were doing on the site, which they did. And after they had corrected those issues, then we were able to say they can continue with their operations based on the license that they had and still have. And therefore, there have been a number of issues that they have been able to correct. But obviously, we still had other things that we were worried about, including, by the way, the issue of dam safety. And that is why part of the directive that was issued to them a while back included the fact that they need to engage with our dam safety colleagues so that they can be able to look at the issues that were at the time we were flagging to say this could be a problem if we do not look at them immediately.
So with that being said, Sputnik, I mean, what do cleanup operations look like right now? What work lies ahead for you as a department?
Well, we like you were correctly indicating at the beginning that, the company has got to look at the responsibility that they need to take up. And part of that is the issue of the rehabilitation, and where we have directed them is that they need to start rehabilitation processes, and that is across the whole area that has been affected, and that the area is quite vast. And therefore, we need to make sure that part of that rehabilitation obviously would be, and actually not part, the end of that rehabilitation must take us back to an environment that was like it was before, and even better probably. Part of what is required, by the way, is for them to look at the fact that one of the wastewater treatment works has been submerged in that sludge, and therefore that needs to be it's a very grave concern, because obviously that effluent would then form part of the issues that would then flow into the environment. We are looking at the fact that they need to make, that is why part of what we are doing now is sampling all of those areas that are of concern, to see the levels of toxicity that might be in the environment, to look at what it is that is in the sludge, how far those matters have actually been able to go into the environment, how they are affecting probably the rivers and the dams that are in the vicinity, and so on. So we need to look at the whole picture and say to them that is what we have said to them, that the rehabilitation has got to start now, because otherwise we are not going to be able to get to a place where we can be able to say things are moving better. But part of what they need to do as well is that, because there's the one compartment that has failed, there is a second compartment that also has residue in it. We have said to them it is important that they actually empty that second compartment into a nearby pit that is on the property, so that we reduce even the possibility of that second compartment failing and adding onto the matter that is at hand right now.
Sputnik, as we start saying goodbye to you as well, there's a lot that needs to be done. Obviously, I'm sure there's even more than what you just explained as well. As we say goodbye to you for the moment, what's the timeline on this? What's the expectation to try and at least get the water, drinkable, potable water that's safe to drink, and sanitation in the area up and running? Something this year, do you think?
The potable water issue is already underway. By the way, we've been working with Bloom Water, that has been assisting with water tankers for the community. But what has positively happened in the last while is that power is back on in the area, so we are able to pump water from the treatment works and the reservoirs to be able to supply the community. So that part is at least taken care of, which is a relief. But our major issue is the wastewater treatment works that has been submerged, and the quicker we get that attended to, the better. If we can get it done by yesterday, Gareth, that would be a big plus for us.
Well, I appreciate you speaking to us about this. Water and Sanitation Department spokesperson Sputnik Ratau, thank you for speaking to us. And surely that should be a relief to community members that the work, for cleanup operations, just in terms of drinkable water is concerned, is already underway, because sure, Jagersfontein community members have been through a lot.